question.
Hey, what's up everyone? PersNikity here, moving on with the Uncharted 4 Crushing Difficulty walkthrough, and this is Chapter 9, Those Who Prove Worthy. So, we left off in Scotland. We just entered the caves of Henry Avery's supposed treasure, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make our way through these caves, solve a couple of puzzles, and hopefully we will prove worthy, because then we will hopefully be one step closer to finding Henry Avery's treasure. But anyway, Chapter 9 is also a pretty fun chapter. So I was saying in the last video that Chapter 8 is a lot of fun because it blends every aspect of Uncharted. It has puzzles, it has climbing, it has gunfights. Chapter 9 is the same way. Chapter 9 has a lot of climbing, has a pretty good puzzle. One of the better puzzles. That is one of the things. So far in this walkthrough, I've been giving Uncharted 4 a lot of slack. Or not a lot of slack. I haven't been giving them a lot of slack. I've been critiquing the game quite a bit because I've said that this is my least favorite Uncharted game. But you're going to come to this room here, and this is a perfect example. One thing that Uncharted 4 does better than any other Uncharted game is it has very good puzzles. And this is going to be another good one right here. So you're going to see this giant wheel, but before you can start trying to solve the puzzle, you're going to have to interact with this poor guy over here who got caught in some death trap. So these puzzles, or this puzzle in particular, has the same theme with the three crosses: the cross of Saint Dismas, and then the two other crosses. So what you're going to do first is you're going to grab this bucket and you're going to run back here, and there's going to be a little body of water. So just go ahead and jump down, fill up the bucket, and then you're going to pass the bucket up to Sam, who will put it in place for you. Now, the way you solve this puzzle is you basically, there's 3 different wheels you can turn, or maybe it's 4, and you just got to turn the wheels in order to get the crosses in place and the bucket in place. So it's a puzzle that can easily take a lot of moves to solve. There's also ways you can do it. In fact, there's a trophy for solving this puzzle in like 6 moves or something like that. But so you see that there's 4 highlighted areas. The 3 at the bottom, those are where the crosses belong, and the crosses have to be in a certain order. The white one has to be on the left, the big one has to be in the center, and the black one has to be on the right. And then the water bucket has to be up top. So once you get the bucket up top, that's the first step. That's pretty easy, and then you're just going to work on getting the crosses into place. Again, this puzzle, it could take anywhere from like 5 to 100 moves. There is a trophy for doing it in a very small amount of moves. I think it's like 5 or 6. In fact, I do have a video on my channel showing you how to do that. That was a long time ago that I made that video. But the easiest way to do this is to just follow what you see me doing here if you're stuck. It would be really hard to explain, like, oh, turn this wheel, then that wheel, then this wheel, then that wheel. So just follow what I do. And then, of course, just make sure you have the proper order. And then once you are convinced you do, you're going to run over here and open this, or stick your arm in this wall hole here. And if you've done it correctly, you won't be killed. But yeah, so Uncharted 4 has a lot of fun puzzles. I think that's probably the best part of this game, especially because in the other Uncharted games, the puzzles, a lot of them aren't that imaginative, and they're also very easy, because in the other Uncharted games, Drake always has a journal of some kind with the puzzle solution right in there. So in the other games, the puzzles really just boil down to like matching the picture to the color, or matching the picture to the symbol, or something like that. These puzzles, you actually kind of have to think about a bit, and I think they just did a lot better of a job in this game. But yeah, like I said, I do have a video on my channel with that trophy showing you how to solve that puzzle in like 5 or 6 moves. Funny thing is, it was actually this game that convinced me to stop making trophy and achievement guide videos. So when I started my channel, that's what I started with. When I started this channel, I was making achievement guide videos, and actually the first game that I made walkthroughs for was Uncharted 1 on the Nathan Drake collection. But the reason I stopped doing that is because there's just too much of a monopoly on it already. And what I mean by that is, so if you remember during my 1,000 subscriber special, I showed you guys my older channel, my older gaming channel that I made during my junior year of high school. That was in 2011, and at that time there was not that big of a gaming community on YouTube. In fact, the only real gaming community at the time was Rooster Teeth, and Rooster Teeth at the time they had this little sub channel called Achievement Hunter, and those were the only guys, those were the only videos that showed you how to get the achievements. So that was relatively new at the time, and so when I had my channel, things were starting off really well, but of course I stopped that channel because I was just too busy with senior year of high school. But now you got a ton of channels that do it, and I'm going to explain more about that in a second. But before I do, you're going to make your way through here, climb through this little hole in the wall, start scaling the wall, and you're going to trigger a short little cutscene with Nadine and Wraith.
Hold on. What? Listen.
Anything noteworthy by the dormitories?
Not unless you count some cleverly worded headstones.
Have you finished digging by the chapter house?
We have, ma'am. The northwest sites are wide open as well.
And what about the southern perimeter?
Not yet. It'll take us a day to move the crane over there.
Nadine.
Make it happen. In the meantime, see what you can dig up without it.
I'll send a couple of men over right away.
Good. Rafe, any luck with those manuscripts?
Can we have a minute?
Keep me updated.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you hear? They found a whole annexed area under the cathedral.
I did. Have you seen it?
No. Why?
Because there wasn't much left after they'd finished finding it.
My men have been a bit liberal with the
They're
dynamite.
like 100 well-armed bulls in a china shop.
But they've made more progress in 2 days than we've made in months.
Progress. I can't analyze rubble.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll let them know they need to give you a heads up before they do anything drastic.
Or you can tell them to sit tight until I analyze the few clues that haven't been blown up.
No, we can't sit around waiting any longer.
All due respect, I think I have a bit more experience with this sort of thing than you do.
We tried things your way.
Bullshit. You've been wanting to level this place ever since we got here.
No! I wanted to steal that cross long before it ever even made it to that auction. The same auction where I couldn't have my men around to deal with any surprises.
The auction was the cleanest way
But
to get the
instead
cross.
of going with my gut, I listened to you. And now we have competition.
Oh, well, I didn't think he'd show up.
Or maybe you wanted to draw him out.
Why the hell would I do that?
Because you think you need him. And maybe you do. Point is, I'm done trying to do things the clean way. If the treasure is here, we'll find it. And if not, well... maybe it's time to move on, huh? Hey. It's not personal.
Of course.
I'll let you know if anything turns up.
Let's get moving before they blow that treasure to bits.
Oh, stop making out.
Wait. You think she was right, though? About what?
About Rafe wanting to draw you out.
As long as he doesn't get the upper hand, who cares? Doesn't matter.
Alright, so after that cutscene, we got a little bit of gameplay to go until our next cutscene, and for now it's just going to be climbing. There's no gunfights until later on. So I'm going to go back to my talking point. So like I was saying, back when I was in high school, the only people on YouTube that did gaming videos was Achievement Hunter and Rooster Teeth. Or I should say Rooster Teeth, because Achievement Hunter was part of their channel. So at the time when I made my channel, it was... If I would have stuck with the channel that I made in high school, there's not a doubt in my mind it would be a huge channel right now. Because at the time, there was just no gaming industry on YouTube. Now the gaming industry is just way too oversaturated. Every single person makes Let's Plays, everybody makes achievement guide videos, and that's ultimately how I fell into making hardest difficulty walkthroughs, because that's something that not a lot of people do. I think there's only 2 channels that I know of that do that other than myself, and that is Mike Betancourt and Seraphim17. Those are the only channels I know of that do this consistently. So that's why I chose this, because it's something that not everybody does, and that's what I like to do. I don't like to just fall into the crowd. And the thing that made me make that decision was actually this game, because what happened with Uncharted 4, when Uncharted 4 came out last year, it was one of the biggest releases of the year. Everyone was excited for it, and so I went to the midnight release, I rushed home, and I started playing right away, because I wanted to be the first person with some trophy guide videos out there. However, the 2 big PS4 trophy channels, PS4 Trophies and Power PYX, or maybe it's Power XYZ, I can't remember, they got the game early. So they published their trophy guides like the day before the game came out. So all my hard work in getting the game at midnight and rushing home and playing through the whole thing and then recording it and trying to get my videos up super fast, all that hard work and effort was for nothing, because my videos ended up only getting a couple of views, and at that point I wasn't even having fun. And when all that hard work goes to nothing, it really just kind of makes you lose your motivation. So it was actually this game that changed my channel. It's what convinced me to start trying hardest difficulty walkthroughs. And you know, at the time I was mad, but I gotta say everything kind of worked out, because I think my channel has found its place on YouTube, and that might not have happened had it not been for this game. So that's really cool. And you know, sometimes I will still make achievement and trophy guide videos. As far as I know, it's really weird, but as far as I know, trophy hunter or achievement hunters for Xbox, they're not as active anymore. It seems like they don't do as many achievement guides. It seems like they've branched over to doing Let's Plays and other projects. And as far as I know, there's not a channel that really has a monopoly on Xbox achievements. Like, for example, the channel PS4 Trophies. That guy, Brian, he plays only PlayStation games. That's all he does. If there's a game on Xbox that's an Xbox exclusive, he doesn't play it. He doesn't do it. And so that's actually, you know, like when Gears of War 4 came out, I made some achievement guide videos for that game. And those videos were actually pretty successful. And that's because there doesn't seem to be a channel that has a monopoly on Xbox achievements. If there is a channel that I don't know of, please let me know. If you know of a channel that does achievements for like every Xbox game, let me know. Because if there isn't, that might be something I'd be interested in. Doing just like strictly Xbox related achievements, since the PlayStation trophies already kind of have a monopoly on them. That would be a lot of fun to just kind of focus on Xbox achievements. And that's not to say I wouldn't still do walkthroughs, it's just I do like making achievement guide videos. After all, that's what initially inspired me to make my channel. So those types of videos always kind of have a special place in my heart. But yeah, and then another thing, I always say this, but another thing I still want to get into is doing like consistent Let's Plays. But I am notorious for never finishing a Let's Play. To this day, I don't think I've finished a single series that I've started, because I always just either get bored or don't have time, you know. And so it's really frustrating, but that's just kind of how it works. I always want to start a new Let's Play, but I never want to finish a Let's Play. Anyway, go ahead and make your way up the stairs here. You're going to trigger a pretty long cutscene, and then we're going to get to engage in some gunfights as we make our escape from Scotland.
Ugh. I'll never get used to this. It's another cross. At least this one has some jewels on it, right? Whoa, whoa, don't touch it. What? Why? Look at it. It's the only valuable thing we've seen in this cave. Right. This is another test. Agreed. Yeah. Or lack thereof. Okay, so... It's gotta be the coins. Are we sure about this? pretty sure?
Pretty sure we'll have to do.
Just one now.
Agreed. I got it. Please don't be a trap.
You recognize the shape?
It's Madagascar.
Look. Star right here.
It's Kings Bay.
Yes, it is.
Son of a bitch. He's screwing with us.
What are you talking about?
Avery, he's screwing with us. This was supposed to be it, so where's the goddamn treasure, huh? I mean, Kings Bay, great. Well, what's next? North Pole? Outer space? Nathan.
For those who prove worthy, paradise awaits. He was recruiting.
Who was recruiting?
Avery was recruiting.
Recruiting for what?
Crap.
You gentlemen are very, very noisy. Guns on the floor. Slowly. Must have known you from last time.
Throwing me out a window didn't do it for you?
Rafe. Rafe, come in.
I'm at the graveyard. Nadine, hey, we're here.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
What? Where are you?
Come back to the cathedral. Follow the holes.
I'm on my way. And for God's sakes, don't shoot him yet.
Not want to hurry then. Kings Bay.
Yeah, but, where in Kings Bay? You'll need that cross over there to figure it out, but there's only 2 people that can tell you how to use it.
Let me guess. You two.
I'm gonna leave it to Rafe. You're gonna be waiting a long time.
Sorry, boys. I'm not here to negotiate. Bring me the crucifix.
It's not a crucifix.
What?
Well, technically, a crucifix refers to a cross that... You know what? Never mind.
Don't touch it!
Alright, so things can get a little dicey here. This is going to be a pretty crazy, hectic firefight, especially because you start off without a gun. So what's going to happen is you're going to have to engage in this little cinematic here. It's a little scripted event, and you're going to jump over to this pillar. You're going to shimmy around the side, and you're going to start crawling up. Now what's going to happen is you're going to have enemies shooting at you, and you don't have a gun. So you're just going to have to kind of shimmy around this pillar to dodge their attacks. As soon as you can, jump over to this pillar here. Continue climbing up, and now this is where things get a little challenging. You're going to have to run over here and immediately just jump on this guy to grab his gun. As soon as you do that, you're going to want to hide behind this pillar and just get ready because there's going to be a lot of guys that enter the area. This part can be kind of hard because there's just not a lot of great cover around. So what I'm going to say is if you die, I believe you get a checkpoint right there. So you will respawn in an okay position. But now we're going to have to kind of do the same thing. So now at least we have a gun, but we're going to have to jump, and all the while we're going to have guys shooting at us. So you're going to want to do this as quickly as possible. Make the jump, climb up, and now this is where things get hard. You're going to climb up here, but there's going to be a couple guys blocking your way, and this guy's going to start stomping on your damn hands. So you're going to see I'm just going to kind of make a run for it. Luckily, Sam was right there to help me out with this guy, but there's 3 guys right next to me, and this guy just doesn't want to die. So you can see I was a bit lucky to not die right there, but like I said, you will get a checkpoint right here if you die, and so if you do die, you'll respawn in an okay position. You won't have to worry about climbing up from that pillar or anything. So dying's not the end of the world, so don't be worried if those guys do kill you, but I just wanted to show you that it is possible to do that section without dying. Alright, so from here, you're going to want to pick up some dynamite, at least one stick right there. Now you're going to want to use alternative cover and start shooting these guys. There are going to be a lot of explosive barrels lying around, so use those to your advantage. These caves that we're in are somewhat compact, so if you can get a lot of guys to kind of conglomerate together, you can use one explosive barrel to explode the whole bunch. But yeah, the fights in this level actually aren't that hard. I was saying in the previous video that the biggest key to success in a firefight in this game is where you choose to take cover. And the fights in this level all give you pretty good cover, so there's not a whole lot to worry about there. There's going to be fights later on in the game where the cover is just abysmal, but this level does give you okay cover. And especially just using alternative cover, you can turn these corners and be very careful. And then of course, if anyone throws a grenade at you, there's a lot of room to just roll back. The enemies are only going to approach you from the forward direction, so if an enemy does throw a grenade at you, just simply roll back and you should be able to dodge it just fine. Again, there's a lot of these explosive barrels lying about, so you can always pick one up. Or sorry, you can always shoot one when a couple enemies are nearby, and that will make your life significantly easier. Now, I'm going to recommend you pick up a assault rifle instead of a shotgun, only because there's not going to be a whole lot of opportunities for close range encounters in this fight, so the shotgun is going to be essentially worthless. So you see I have a pistol and an AK, and that should be enough to get you through this fight. Now the only problem, you'll notice that I'm being pretty conservative with my dynamite sticks. That's because up ahead there's going to be a turret shooting at you, and it's helpful to have the dynamite stick. It's helpful to have the dynamite stick when you face off against that turret, and then a little later on we're actually going to get access to a sniper rifle, and then that'll be a lot of fun. Alright, so anyway, here comes the turret section. What you're going to want to do is jump down. You can hide behind these boxes, but they are going to explode quickly. So I'm going to throw a dynamite stick by the turret. Hopefully your aim is good. I think right there I did kill him. So right away you see that I eliminated the turret. That's going to save me a lot of pressure. However, enemies will jump on the turret. So even if you've destroyed the first guy on the turret, that doesn't mean the turret's out of the picture. And you see right here, another guy has actually jumped on to the turret. So now what I'm going to do, kind of the same approach, is I'm just going to slowly make my way up to the turret, flank him with a dynamite stick, and then that's it. And then once you take out the turret, this really just becomes a standard firefight. So there we go, second dynamite stick out, boom, turret enemy destroyed. Now I'm going to run around to the side here and pick off any remaining stragglers. You don't really need to jump on the turret here. Sometimes you will, but this time it's pointless. The enemies aren't going to be in a position where you can really successfully kill them with the turret. Now I disagree with that grenade. I don't think that grenade actually hit me, but oh well. And again, remember, that's why I was being conservative with my dynamite sticks, was so that I could use them for this turret right here. Alright, so eventually, once you're done, Sam will give you that little audio cue confirming that you're done. He'll say something along the lines of "let's get moving," or "that's everyone," or something like that. And that's always really helpful. I like when games do that. I think Gears of War does it best. So Gears of War, whenever you finish a firefight, you hear this like kind of like gong music. Like it's a weird sound effect. It's like a chime, like a deep chime. And that's always the signal that you are actually done with the firefight. And I like when games do that, because when they don't do that, sometimes you run around frantically looking for like any last remaining hidden enemies when actually there are none. So I like when games give you a little confirmation noise or something along the lines of, hey, you are done with this fight. Now what you're going to do is you're going to run out here. That'll trigger the next wave of enemies, and then you're going to use alternative cover. You're just going to peek around this corner here, because there is going to be a sniper, so you want to take him out first, and then do the same exact thing. There's going to be one other enemy that's kind of hidden, and you want to make sure you kill him before you make that rope swing, because obviously if you don't, the enemies are going to shoot you in midair. And so now you're going to want to get ready, because as soon as you swing over here, the next wave of enemies is going to spawn, so you're going to want to pick up this sniper rifle and then go to town. I really enjoy the sniper rifle in this game. It's a lot of fun, especially this section here. It's really fun to just drop these guys one by one. One hit kills. There's going to be another sniper that approaches. Take him out. There's going to be a second sniper to the right, so make sure you take him out as well. And again, you're going to want a golden rule in this game is you're going to always want to hide behind something that isn't destructible. So a lot of times there's going to be like wooden crates that you can hide behind, but the enemies can destroy those. So if you can find ammo crates or rock structures or something like that to hide behind, you're going to be in a much safer position. Now you're going to climb up here, and the next wave of enemies is going to spawn, and they're going to kind of start shooting you in the back. So what I recommend doing is just dropping down and using these rafters as cover. Sam got in my way right there. But you can see there's a couple enemies. One of them, I don't know, he was very aggressive. He just decided to rush me. But there's going to be a couple enemies here. Just take them out, you know, nothing special here, just take them out the old-fashioned way. And after this part, it gets really fun, because now we're kind of in an all-out run to escape Scotland. We're making a run for Sully's plane. And there's going to be some sliding, there's going to be some shooting, and for whatever reason, this just turns out to be kind of a fun little firefight. So go ahead and before you move on, go ahead and stock up on any ammo you want. Again, I usually recommend using a sniper or assault rifle instead of the shotgun. Alright, and so you see, you're just gonna want to make your way up slowly but surely, because you don't want to ever run up too far, because you never know when the next wave of enemies is going to spawn. So you just kind of want to pace up a little bit, make sure no enemies spawn, then pace up a little more. Just take your time with it. Another good thing to do in Uncharted games is always pay attention to your AI partner. So for example, Sam right there, I saw him shoot and take cover, so obviously that's a sign that there's enemies up front. The AI in this game is always very smart. If the AI is not doing anything, that means you're safe. If the AI is taking cover or shooting or just kind of running around frantically, that usually means that there's an enemy somewhere that you can't see. So, just a good little piece of advice. Always try to pay attention to the enemy AI. Now we're almost done here. There's only a couple enemies left. But like I said, you just one thing you want to be careful about. The reason I sniped that guy is because if I were to just jump right into that slide, he could shoot me while I'm sliding, and I have no way of defending myself. So, like I said, it's always just helpful to kind of look ahead, make sure, you know, just make sure no one's coming, and just kind of take it slow and safe. Alright, so we're almost done here. Go ahead and slide. You'll reach this area here. There's only going to be this guy right here that you really got to worry about, so take him out. And then you can climb up, and there's these pillars right here. So you're going to want to use these pillars for protection. Now you see I'm in a tough spot here because I have the I have a sniper and I have a pistole, and the pistole is not very good at long range, so I'm gonna try to, you know, snipe as many guys as I can before I run out of ammo. I think I only have 2 shots left, and I missed right there, so that's just splendid. But there we go, got him. But unfortunately, I think I have 1 or 2 guys left to take care of, so I'm just gonna pick up this pistol that's lying here and finish the job. And right now I'm playing it kind of safe. I could easily move up, but I just wanted to be careful. Alright, so one last area to go. Again, what you're going to want to do is just kind of make sure, look around, make sure there's no ammo or anything lying around. Even if the level is almost over, it always just is. It's a safe approach. Just always make sure you have some ammo just in case. But that'll pretty much do it, guys. You're going to make your way through this slide right here. Climb up, there's going to be a couple guys to kill, and then one more slide, and that will bring you to the end of the chapter. So you see there's one guy off in the distance right here, and then there's one guy right here next to me. And there you go. Now there's just one more slide to take. You're going to land in the water, and then you're going to swim to Sully's plane. One thing you're going to want to do is you're actually going to want to swim underwater because they can't shoot you while you're swimming. And that'll do it, guys. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you get the chance, and I'll see you in the next video.
That was a close one, huh?
They shot up my goddamn plane, Nate.
We're fine, thanks.
How soon can you get us to Madagascar?
No treasure, then.
Not yet.
I don't know what you're talking about. Look, we're rich.
Jesus. Suppose it's a start. You think the rest is in Madagascar?
Well, there was a chamber back there with a giant map of Madagascar on the floor, so... yeah, it's probably there.
This is beginning to smell a whole lot like Wild Goose, kid.
Look, the treasure was never in Scotland, okay?
Then what was the point of all that, huh? Of the St. Dismas
Look,
cross?
it's like I said. I think Avery was recruiting people. The cross was an invitation. The caves were just some sort of initiation.
Oh, so we all passed, huh? Congrats, Victor. We get eye patches and parrots now.
I don't get it. Why the hell would they go to all that bother just to weed people out?
To protect himself. Look, Avery was the most wanted man in the world at that time. He had to enlist people that he could trust in order to keep their treasure secret.
What do you mean, their treasure?
Just think about this. Thomas, too, was a successful pirate in his own right. What would he possibly stand to gain from joining Avery? I think Avery sent out crosses only to the other wealthy pirates like himself. What if they pooled and hid all their treasure together?
That would make the Gunsway all look like chump change.
Exactly.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, so where exactly in Madagascar are we going?
Kings Bay. It was an old pirate haven back in Avery's time.
I know it well. It's a big place. Anything more specific?
Well, that map chamber completely caved in, so, you know. What are you laughing about?
The people who survived the caves, the recruits. What's the one thing they would have left with?
There's a volcano on this.
There's a volcano near Kings Bay. Which means we need to get a move on.
Hey. Hey, Nate.
Hi, honey.
Oh, hi. I've been trying to get a hold of you. Are you okay?
Yeah, of course. What do you mean?
Well, you know, the news. There's been all that flooding. Maybe going to Malaysia during the monsoon season wasn't such a good idea.
Yeah, right. Right, yeah, it grounded us for sure. You know, had some equipment failure, but, you know, no one's hurt or anything.
Well, as long as you guys are safe. So are you going to start work tomorrow?
Postponed, actually. Looks like we're gonna need maybe another 10 days or so.
Ugh, 10 days? Hey, well, why don't I just go ahead and buy a ticket then?
Oh, you know, you don't have to do that. It's fine. I mean, you know, these guys always overestimate things. I'm sure it'll be less time than that.
Okay, well, you know, don't rush. Make sure that you're safe.
Oh, I will. Always do. Listen, I'm sorry. I gotta go. Jameson's calling me over.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you too.